Good evening, everybody. What up? Welcome to JGTV. It's Wednesday. I know what that means. Talk to me when you come in. Let me know where you're coming from. And yeah. Hey, Stacy. Oh, thank you. Guess what? I got a treat, Stacy. Guess who's here with me tonight? Tiffany. What up? Hey. Brandy. Y'all good? Good evening. Speak to me when you come in. Gabriel, how are you? So good to catch up with everybody. It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday. It's Wisdom Wednesday. I love it. Can't hardly get it out. It's Wisdom Wednesday. We're going to jump into it. I need y'all to tag somebody. If y'all on Facebook, share, tell them we up. If y'all on YouTube, just stay with me. Talk to them. We'll talk to them. They'll get it. I see you got your alerts on YouTube because, y'all popping in there first and fast. What up, IG? Y'all in the building tonight, IG. How y'all doing? Y'all good? That's great. That's great. You can tag somebody on IG and share. We on all the platforms tonight. Type Wisdom Wednesday. Let me know that we in here for that. All right. So we're gonna get to it. Y'all know how it is. We don't go long here. Just jump in for a little bit of some wisdom that we need to happen in our lives. All right. Look who I got with me. Yeah, I had to bring her in on this one. This is a good one tonight. But welcome to JGTV, to my live studio audience here on this Wednesday. Wisdom Wednesday is what we call it. Listen, in the coming weeks, I'm going to do something. You're going to be able to pose questions. Usually I'm a follow-up from what I talked about on Sunday on here. So if you got questions about something that I taught about or preached about, I'm going to give you an opportunity to go to Got Wisdom, send an email to gotwisdom@jermoneglenn.com. And I'm going to try to answer some of your questions live online. That's real.
Love that.
So I open that up to you. So, I know you can always ask questions live in the chat. Some people want their questions to be private and personal. They don't want their name attached. And we're going to see if God will give us wisdom and give us some clarity and some answers around what your greatest questions are. So keep that on lock. We'll be doing that next week. All right, so we always start with, of course, I say welcome to you wherever you come from, to my live JG audience. Proverbs 4:7, everybody type that down. Proverbs 4:7 says that wisdom is the principal thing, right? It's the main thing. Therefore, get wisdom, and in all your getting, get an understanding. Verse 8 then says, exalt her, personified. I don't have time to get into that. And she will promote you, and she will bring you honor when you embrace her. I'm going to have to get into that. I wrote a book called Got Wisdom. But listen, promote her, and she will bring you honor when you embrace her. That's Proverbs 4:7. And then James 1:5. Everybody type down James 1:5. James 1:5 says, if any of you, us, lacks wisdom, what should we do? We should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. Therefore, there is no excuse for any of us not to have the wisdom that we need. All right. So that's our principles for Got Wisdom. That's our premise for Wisdom Wednesday. Tonight, we're going to talk about wisdom for relationships. So I had to bring in the big guns with me. Everything's better when she's here. I always say she came on here with her little red lipstick on, looking all cute, trying to distract me from my assignment tonight. But I will deal with that later. Wisdom for relationships. We're not just talking about marital relationships right now. We're talking about all relationships. Yeah. So Sunday, we're in this series called Love Is. What kind of love is this? What kind of love is this? And I talk about how love is this word that is overly used but rarely understood. Y'all ready for some nuggets tonight? I feel nuggets. overly used but rarely understood. Love is overly used but rarely understood. Everyone wants to experience love, but few people know how to express it, right? And unfortunately, few people know how to really receive love, right? They want love, they talk about love, but love is one of those things that everybody wants to be in love, feel the feeling of love, but few people know how to express it, right? Express love in the way that it functions. So when you think about love, for my note takers, love is the law of all relationships, right? It's one of the kingdom laws and the kingdom key to a healthy relationship. Love is a very critical and important dynamic, for God tells us to love everybody. God is love. He tells us to love everybody. He even tells us to love your enemies, right? So if God says love everybody and even love your enemies, then love, though it is an important quality, key for a healthy relationship, love is not enough. Y'all ready tonight? Come on, let's get it. Type it down. Love is not enough. God is love. Love is incredible. Love has its role. It has its place in every healthy relationship, but love is not enough. And too many times people think that love is enough. Now, it's a catchy phrase when you say love is not enough, because a God kind of love is enough. Immense. It's a lot. But can you do it all? Right? Can you do it all at all times? And so when people are head over heel in the feeling, the emotion of love, the chemical of love, then oftentimes they do not deal with all the other elements, important, necessary, critical, crucial elements of love for a healthy relationship, right? So this is just my recap. So marriage needs, all healthy relationships needs all four types of love to be present in a healthy way. So one of the ones, my camera dripped. One of the ones that we've been dealing with Sunday, one of the ones that we dealt with was Eros. Everybody type Eros, E-R-O-S. E-R-O-S, Eros love. Eros love is the romantic type of love, the sexual love, the passionate love, right? This love is rooted in self-satisfaction. It wants to give, but man, it wants to receive something, right? At the same time. And so Eros is a love that, though it's selfish, it is directed at somebody else, even though you're trying to satisfy. Yes, you want to get something from it, right? So it's actually has yourself in mind in this romantic type of expression, sexual passion type of love. Now, out of the four loves, this is the love that is usually most confused and most experienced, trying to gain an agape love or a friendship kind of love. People use Eros, they use sexual passion or romantic relationships to try to get something deeper, right? Deeper from it, because right love, wrong place, wrong love, right place will create all kind of confusion. Complications. Right, exactly. So when we're dealing with this, then love essentially, y'all okay? I'm just laying this foundation. Love is how God wants us to experience love is receiving love first from God, and then loving yourself with that type of love. And then after you love yourself with that type of love, then and only then do you give that love away, right? So people try to give a love away that they never received, give a love away that they never experienced. God wants to set the pattern of the proper type of love. I receive love from God. Can y'all type that on the screen? I receive God's love. I receive God's love first. It's the first type of love. I receive God's love. Then I take God's love, his kind of love, and I love myself. I love myself. Can y'all type that on the screen? I love myself. I love me. I love me. And when you experience a God kind of love and then love yourself with that kind of love, guess what it does? It sets a standard for the type of love that you should be trying to experience, right? You know if this is a God kind of love or not a God kind of love based on if it's the type of love that you first God loves you with, and second you love yourself with. So I receive God's love, and then I love myself, or as somebody said, I love me, right? and then I take that God's love and myself, and then I point that out, and I give some of that love away, right? I give some of that love away. And so now when we are experiencing or expressing in our relationships, a lot of times our expectations aren't met, right? We are frustrated because we did that. I just had God's love, I love myself, and then I gave it away, and it didn't come back to me. They ain't know what to do with it, they ain't know how to handle it, right? And the failure of a relationship, or the dysfunction of a relationship, or the unmet expectations of a relationship then makes people stop loving, right? So don't allow a failed relationship to stop you from love.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's so good.
Because that's where we get broken at, right? So I can be disappointed that the relationship didn't work. I can be disappointed in you that you didn't reciprocate the love that I expected to experience, but it does not let me off the hook from still not loving. And now I am frustrated because the love that I thought I was going to receive out of a relationship wasn't reciprocated. And then now you have people who say, I don't believe in love. That's right.
Making them, what do you say, them oaths with themselves.
Yeah, right. I ain't in it. I don't believe in love. I'm not into love. And I don't know how to deal with that. So I cannot allow a failed relationship. Now, it's important that you understand this because God never lets you off the hook for loving. He always commands us to love, even if you've been disappointed, hurt, disappointed, expectations weren't met, right? And so sometimes we think that love is predicated on if the relationship lasted or if it worked or not, right? You see where I'm going with this? I'm just setting it up. Now I'm about to ask her a question. Right? So we think that love, that our love is predicated on if the relationship worked or if it lasted. Love is a prerequisite for a relationship. But sometimes I gotta love you and leave, right? Sometimes I gotta love you and let it go. Sometimes I can love you, and even though this didn't work, it don't mean that my love for you don't work or my love didn't work.
That's so good.
Right? And so how do I know for my single people out here, right? Because in a married context, in a marriage context, right, even in a marriage context, right, love is the command for the relationship, but the relationship is sometimes the option, not in a marriage context, because in the marriage context you made a covenant.
You got to stay there,
right? You in it, but there are times in previous relationships, before marriage relationships, where people say, "Do I have to stick in this relationship even if it's not working? Can I? If I love you, can I leave you? If I leave you, can I love you? Can I leave what I love? Like, right? This grown folks tonight, y'all okay? And so, how do I deal with loving you? Even if I gotta love you for a distance, how do I know how long is too long? How do I know if I should stay or go? Babe, before we got married, before I had the privilege of meeting you, right? You were in a relationship that was 7 years, in a 7-year relationship, right? You came out of that relationship. You was in that relationship, hoping against hope, believing against belief, trusting against trust, believing that it was going to manifest into marriage, right? That it was going to be everything that you hoped it could be. Deeply in love, I'm certain. How did you know? How did you get the guts, right? How did you come to yourself to say, I love you, but I love me, and I love you, but I don't love this, or I love you, but I got to leave this because this is not helping me be what I called to, what I'm supposed to be. Y'all didn't see that coming, did y'all? I mean, I want to know. I want to know because I think the people want to know. Do the people want to know? Do y'all want to know? Somebody said, help me, right? I said, I think the people want to know because the people want to know how long do I how do I do it? How do I know when I should leave? How do I know if I should stay? They blowing it up. Yes. Y'all funny. How do you know? How do you know?
I think that you don't know that you don't know.
Huh?
Hold on. You don't know that you don't know until you are ready to know.
Ooh, that was good.
Because when you're ready to know, when you're tired of the unmet promises, when you're tired of hoping for something and it's not coming into fruition, the broken promises, I'm still trying to figure it out, but you still know what you want to do. You still know. I mean, I guess for me, I knew I wanted a family and I knew I wanted children, and I did not want to have children outside of marriage. That was something that I decided for myself. So when I come in this relationship and you know that, and you know I want to be married, and you're not doing that, it's not really, at the time I was like, you're bad, like you're evil, like you're just stringing me along. But in retrospect, I don't believe that person in that moment and in that time was able to give me what I wanted. It doesn't mean that they were bad. My husband helped me see this. It doesn't mean that they were bad.
After we were married,
after
we talked about it. I said, hey, you really gave, they were in a place, that don't, because I didn't want the disappointment from that relationship to bleed into our relationship. I didn't want the boundaries that perhaps had been put up as a result of trust and not met expectations. So I'm not insecure to think that you've never loved before or never been in a loving relationship before. I'm here to make sure that my love heals all the places where love didn't work for you. But I'm also sober enough to say, hey, let's learn from our previous loves so we can make sure that we are in a healthy expression and a healthy experience in our love life.
Yeah. And I just think that what caused me to know that it was time to leave is when I was just very blunt and honest. And I was like, you know what? You're never going to marry me, are you? And they looked me straight in my face and they were like, probably not. But you'll be a great mom. I think we should have some children together, like to build a family or whatever, because they knew what kind of person that I was and I knew what kind of person that they are. And that wasn't what I wanted.
And that's when you knew that you needed to love you.
I had to
more than you love.
Yes.
You needed to love you, and you needed to love them
enough to let them have whatever they wanted to have in life.
Right. And know that this relationship wasn't going to be it.
This was not it.
Right.
And there was no judgment there. I didn't dog him. I didn't, talk about him. I just simply made up in my, and I didn't even say it to him. I didn't say that I was out.
Right.
I just simply made a decision.
You just left?
At that moment, I had to just leave because I asked a question and I got my answer.
Somebody here said, when that person truly doesn't love you. Again, I don't think that's true.
Yeah,
I don't think it's about love. We're so quick to point that you didn't love me or this isn't love, but perhaps I do love you. It's just this relationship isn't meant to contain or express that love. Right? It's not that I don't love you. It's just that can I love you and can I love you and leave you? Can I love you and the relationship not work? Can this be good? Can I love you enough to know that this isn't what's good for us? Why do we have to throw the whole love? Why do we have to throw love away when the relationship doesn't work?
Yeah, but I think because that's what people believe. That if there's love and if we are not together, then it means that there was no love in the relationship. And that's not true, because if you look back on it, if you look back at happy times and things of that nature, you can definitely know that this person loved you. But what I figured out was that people love you from the place that they receive and they know love. So if they haven't totally gotten to this place of being healed and they're able to love, or there has been trauma in their life, they're not able to go past where they are, no matter how much they want to. Yeah. They're not able to go past that because they are only able to go past the place that they have allowed love to come in.
That's good.
And so when they allow love to come in, which causes you to be vulnerable. The reason why I was able to identify that this was not what I wanted in a relationship is because I was vulnerable enough to know that I had given everything in the relationship, right. That I had did everything that I could. There was nothing else that I could do. There was nothing else that I could do. And so I could easily walk away from the relationship because I know beyond a shadow of a doubt I loved. Do I believe he loved me? Yes, I do believe he loved me because of what he did. But I don't think that he, at that moment, in that time in his life, that he was able to give me what I needed. And I think that's why he said what he said, because that was all that he was able to give. Right. And I think we punish people. We punish people for things that they're not able to do. Right. Like, people don't realize about trauma and things that happen in your life that causes you not to be the person even that you want to be because of situations that happen in your life.
But here's why we're advocating tonight, not for the relationship, but we're advocating for love. Because here's the thing, when you walk out of the relationship, God still commands us to love. So just because I left you don't mean I don't get to love you. I just have to love you from a distance. I have to love you differently, right? So we are quick to associate, to attach love with the relationship. And if the relationship didn't work, then the love didn't work. And if love ain't there, the relationship wasn't there. Sometimes in a painful way, I love you so much that I'm going to let this dissipate. I'm not going to force this because I can't connect the two for the rest of my life, because every time I run into the next relationship, then that's going to be a trigger for love, or the next trigger of love going to be a trigger for a relationship. God never lets us off the hook not to love. So even if I leave you, I still got to love you. Even if I left you, I still got to love you. Even if it didn't work, I still got to love you. And sometimes when you really understand what love is and you can be grown and mature, I ain't just going to put her out there. I was married. You guys know my story. I was married and divorced. The rejection of the divorce initially made me feel like love wasn't there. Till I came to an understanding with my ex-wife that really what she was saying was, I love you so much that I'm not the match for you. I don't want to get in the way of what's next for you. I don't want to be attached to that. I don't want to be associated with that. And I know that's hard for you to hear, but because I care about you, because I love you, I'm going to bow out and bag out and let you go do you, and I'm going to do me. And then we just going to figure out how to be friends. At the moment, that felt like pain. That felt like rejection. That felt like hate. In the maturity of the hindsight, I'm glad that you love me enough to let me go. I'm thankful because I'm thankful that you love me enough not to hold me in something that couldn't facilitate what I needed. But that's grown folks, right? And so people are quick when they break up and get broken in a relationship, they quick to throw love away. Right. You can't throw love away. Love is God. God is love. You can't associate every bit. We're not advocating for if the relationship worked or didn't work. We're praying. We're asking God to give us wisdom to know when we should leave and when we should stay, when we should fight for it, and when we should let it bow out gracefully, right? That's the wisdom. Everybody type, give me wisdom. Give me wisdom. Wisdom to know how long should I hang in there and how long should I release it? Give me wisdom. Everybody type, give me wisdom, because I need to know. You cannot be, here's the law that we always say. You can't be in a relationship with somebody that's not in a relationship
with you,
right?
Why do you want that? So that you can say that you got a man or you got a woman. Why do you want that?
Yeah. So if you in a relationship and the other person don't want to be in a relationship, if you want them and they don't want you, you got to learn to love them and leave them where they are. Leave them. Don't hate them. Don't have bitterness. Don't have resentment.
Don't slash their tires.
Don't bust the windows out their car. Don't do none of that. Just, hey man, I get it. I love you, but I love me.
Okay.
I love me enough not to penalize me for being in love with you.
That was good. Say that one more time.
I love me enough not to penalize me for not being with you.
Come on.
That's where it's at. Because too many times you got people hurt that don't have to be hurt. They broken and they don't have to be broken. They can really be better.
Okay.
They mad at love, frustrated about love because a relationship didn't work. But just because the relationship didn't work don't mean that love didn't work. Love grew you. Love matured you. Love is what love does. Come on, mature people. We about to go. We out of here. Come on, write it down. Love is what love does. Write that down. Love is what love does. 1 Corinthians 13:3. We told you Sunday, 16 things love does. Love never gives up. Never gives up. Love don't. The relationship do.
Right, but love don't.
Love don't. Love never gives. I love you.
I'm gonna get out of that relationship and I'm believing God for the next one because I believe in love.
Because that's the thing about it is like we watch people who probably should have never gave out get out of one relationship and get into the next relationship, and the same work you could have put into that one, you could have put in this one. But the key to it is you can't be in a relationship with somebody when you're really in a relationship with yourself. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Like if there's no reciprocation, if you don't feel what I feel, don't love me, I can't do it by myself. Love never gives up. Love cares more for others than it does for itself. Love, the relationship didn't work, but love is over here, the relationship over here. Love is an ingredient in the relationship. It is not the relationship. Love doesn't want what love doesn't have. Y'all okay? This is the Message Bible version. This is my favorite version. Love doesn't want what love doesn't have. Y'all okay? Here we go. Love doesn't strut. Come on, type them then. I see y'all. Typing it. Love doesn't strut. In other words, it's not proud. Love doesn't strut. Doesn't have a swelled head. Doesn't have a swelled head. Doesn't force itself on others. Okay. Come on, Message Bible.
Because if they don't want you, you should be okay with it.
I can love you. I love you. Do you hear that? Love doesn't force itself on others. So if I love you and this relationship ain't it, I love you so much that I won't force myself on you. Love doesn't force itself on others. Love isn't always me first. Love isn't always me first. Love doesn't fly off the handle. Love has self-control. Love has emotional intelligence. Love doesn't fly off the handle. Love controls its temper. I'm out of now, but that's what it's saying. Love doesn't keep score of the sins of others. Doesn't seek to expose. Love is going to cover you. Now, I got receipts. That was in the privacy of y'all relationship. And if I ever love you, I still love you. Just because I'm not with you don't mean I love you. Now, I'm not loving you in a way that I'm trying to get with you or do something to you, but I respect you. I'm not trying to destroy you.
But if you got receipts is to help you have wisdom that you need to go, but you don't keep the receipts
to expose them.
To expose.
That's for your growth.
It's not even exposure. It's so that you will know. You ask God for wisdom, He gave it to you.
That's good.
You like how it came, but He gave it to you.
That's good.
It's true.
You found out something.
If I got receipts,
you found out something.
You went something, you're gonna find something.
And when you found something, whatever you found, it's for your wisdom.
Exactly.
Don't keep score of sins of others. Doesn't reveal when others grovel. Takes pleasure in the flowering of the truth. Puts up with anything. Love. Help us, God. Trust God always. Always looks for the best. Never looks back. Love never looks back, but keeps going to the end. Love does. Love is what love does. Right? Love never dies. Love never fails. Love does. Love never dies. If I ever loved you, I always love you. But just because I love you, don't mean I need to be with you. Don't mean I lust you. Don't mean I want to sleep with you. Don't
mean I got to be in a relationship with you.
Love does.
Don't mean you got to come over my house.
Right. Love does, but you don't love because of what it does. You love because it's love. Y'all got that?
Good.
Love does, but you don't love because of what love does. It does because it's love. All right? So God give us wisdom. Give what we want. Learn how to get what you want, even if you don't get it back from where you gave it to. Promise you, you're going to get it back somewhere else. You'll get it back. Might not be where. But my commitment to love has to be greater than my commitment to you. That's when you grow. My commitment to love, because God is love and God told me to love, has to be greater than my commitment to you. I'm not throwing love away because the relationship didn't work. But God, give me wisdom when to love you and love me more than I love this. Because if this ain't working, I got to love and leave. And if it is working and needs some perfection and some sharpening, I got to dig in and learn to love. You good?
I'm good.
Y'all good? Was that good for you? Did y'all learn something tonight? God, give us wisdom. Give us wisdom on Wisdom Wednesday. Y'all haven't subscribed to my email list, make sure you do it at JermoneGlenn.com. Go get on the email list. We send out little notes and all the things that's happening in the JG world before it happens. All right. Make sure you connect to that. Don't forget, next week, you can send me a private question. You can send one today if you got one. Got wisdom at Jerome Glenn. I'll answer it online. You follow me on social media, obviously. We hope that we bless you. We just try to live real, transparent lives. We grown folks. We love God. We love each other. We don't got nothing to hide. So we try to share from that place. All right. If it bless you, people say, hey, how do I sow? There you go. Sow where you grow. You can hit it on PayPal. You can hit it on Cash App. If it bless you, you can bless us. You'll get it back. Good measure. Press down. Shaking together. Running over. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Hope that y'all heard something tonight that helped you. Love you. For real. Y'all love me back? Y'all love us? When do you know it's time to go?
You got to ask God for wisdom. You have to ask God for wisdom, because that is not a blanket. That's
Can't
not
give
a
you that
blanket
answer. Too many different variables. There are people that should have left that stayed. There are people that stayed that should have left. You don't know until God lets you know.
You know.
Yeah.
You know deep down within, when you are by yourself, you know. But
at the end of the day, deep down in your heart, regardless if you go or stay, here's the lesson for tonight. If you go or if you stay, you still gotta love. All right? That's the thing. People leave and they get bitter and angry and unforgiving. No. I gotta love you regardless if I leave you or if I stay. All right? Be prayerful. If you're married, that's a longer conversation. Get some multitude of counsel, right? Get some wisdom, pray, get some multitude of counsel, get some counseling so you can make a good, healthy decision.
Right.
If you're not married, still get some multitude of counsel, but you really ain't stuck in nothing if you ain't married. I know y'all think y'all married and y'all not, but quit
soul tie
if you ain't married. All right. See y'all next week. Thank you for your seeds that you're sowing. I see y'all sowing, and I appreciate you. Peace. And we out.
Love y'all.
Love is what love does. Wisdom for relationships. God bless y'all.